Hi, my name's Amanda. I'm a coach and a trance channel, and welcome back to Guided and Grounded. This is a weekly series where I invite forward the spirit guides to share wisdom or perspective or any kind of new observation or awareness with us, something that they want us to take a closer look at that we might be experiencing in our day-to-day lives or witnessing in those around us or the collective in general. And then with that new information, being able to observe how we're holding it, either in our lives or in our physical bodies, energy-wise, sensation-wise, or any kind of belief system that we're carrying that is feeling heavy with regards to whatever this message is. And then they take us through an experience, either a guided visualization exercise, a somatic exercise, or a meditation exercise to shift that energy. So letting go of whatever it is we're carrying and expanding beyond it and fully releasing it from our physical bodies, our emotional bodies, our energy bodies, and also mentally too, knowing how to shift our belief system so our entire experience of who we are changes as a byproduct. So it's very much a mind, body, spirit type of experience. And so the way it works is I close my eyes, I tune in with them, and I just see where they want to guide us today. And the message typically builds on itself slowly and gradually. So stay tight because sometimes it starts simple and then it gets more complex as we go, and we kind of uncover the layers like an onion. So I'm going to tune in and I'm going to close my eyes and I want to see what they want to share with us today. Okay, give me a second. Okay. I think they're taking this onion layer analogy that I just stated, but instead they're using a rose. So they're just showing me this rose in my mind's eye, and they're specifically focusing on the different petals and the different layers of the petals, where the outside petals, and then gradually as you go inside the rose, there's these different layers of petals getting to the very center. Okay. What do you want us to know about this rose? And they're just showing this rose kind of sitting inside of the heart space. So I think they're saying that they're using this rose as an analogy of the heart, and that we have these different layers of belief systems that we layer on top of each other as we go through life. So when we're born into this world, the belief system that we have is just, I am. Like, here I am. This is me. And then as you get older and you have these experiences, you witness those around you, um, leading you, guiding you, taking care of you, parenting you, and you observe them and you take on all of the emotional energy that you're feeling from them, or you go through life and you have your own experiences, either in solitude or with various different groups of people or other, one-on-one experiences. And belief systems layer on top of each other, formulating your sense of self and your identity, and really who you are as a byproduct of these different layers of belief system. And if you want to get to the core, back to who you truly are beneath it all, it comes down to like picking off or folding back the different layers of this petal and getting to the center of it again. And they're saying that it takes place in the heart center. You have to be willing to go in to where these belief systems reside. And it's here inside of the heart where you're holding on to all of them. And and it's what? You have to be willing to feel into it, to to not only understand what the belief system is, but to feel how it's affecting you, because it is going to be whatever it is that we think has an experience attached. We're feeling the belief system through our experiences. We're actually living them. Whatever belief systems that we hold inside, that is what we experience in our lives. We are literally experiencing our belief systems. That is human reality. And so you can do it one of two ways. You can either observe what your belief system, what your day-to-day experiences are, both on a micro level, like day-to-day, or macro level over the course of your life, the series of major events that have taken place, how relationships are formulated and the dynamics inside of them, the dynamics inside of your work life, the dynamics inside of um, how you feel inside of how you're showing up in the world. Or you can begin to unravel your thoughts, and like observe your day-to-day thoughts and do it more that way. They're saying that there's not one doorway in to to peeling back this rose, but if your intention is to understand who you are, then this is the way. And if you don't believe that who you are is good enough or is who you want to be, then this is the way to shed those layers and redefine how you feel based on a different interpretation of who you are. Because who you believe that you are isn't the center of the rose, they're saying. It's just another petal that you haven't known how to pull back yet. There's the interpretation and the belief system of who you are. And then there's actually who you are, which is I am. It is all things. It is transcending this experience alone. It is pure unconditional love. It is um, an embracing of everything that you are and everything that you've done and everything that you desire most. And if you haven't not only gotten to that layer, but been able to truly like feel that inside of you, then you haven't gone deep enough. You haven't peeled back enough petals yet, they're saying. And so today, this is going to be experience of just peeling back another petal, uncovering another layer that you didn't realize was a perception or a belief system that has been getting in your way or blocking you from feeling better in some way. And so if today, working through a challenge, working through something that's feeling stuck or there's friction is something that you're wanting, then they're saying stick around because this is what they're going to be helping navigate you through. All right. Anything else that you want them to know about this? They're just saying, like, let the experience today kind of wash over you very gently in different waves because there's layers of of discovery with this stuff. And it's it's not something that is a one or done thing. It's not something that you can do a few times and just get the hang of it, they're saying. Ultimately, what they're saying is the discovery of you is an ever evolving one. And they're saying, like, go slow, do it in waves, allow the new experiences, new awareness, new discoveries to wash over you slowly. And with each new one, they're showing like waves washing over you and then clearing something off of you every single time. So, like, cleaning off old debris. And each time you take the time to feel into what's present inside of you, you're washing away and clearing away what is ready to be. And they're saying that the goal isn't necessarily what? They're saying that the goal isn't necessarily to create some sort of outcome. They're saying that a lot of the time we get into this work because we believe it's going to allow us to access a very specific outcome, to change our lives in some capacity, to change our relationships somehow, to have a new discovery or awareness that we can work on. And they're saying that that is great. It is great to want to create change and to want to better yourself and to want to feel differently. However, what are you guys saying? However, what? However, the true beauty at the center of the rose is the rose itself. When the rose opens, the goal is not to discover necessarily what's in the middle because you already know what's in the middle. Just like you already know what's deep inside at your core. It's limitlessness, it's source consciousness, it's unconditional love. It's a divine being of creation that transcends this reality and this space time. So you already know that, they're saying. And the goal isn't necessarily to find like a different outcome in the center either. It can be, but what they want to shed light on is that what's at the center is just the beautiful, like open rose itself, being able to see all of the petals. Because when it's closed, you can only see the outermost ones. But as the rose opens and all the petals are kind of revealed, you see the full picture. And they're saying that that is the true beauty of this work. It's to see all the different layers of who you are, being able to observe them all as you uncover them. And it's revealing the beauty of who you are. Because although your belief systems are not an indication of the truth of who you are, they add different layers of perception that do create the full picture of you inside of this reality. And also, they're saying beyond it too, because this human perspective of you is one facet of who you are. You are beyond it. It's not all of who you are. It's one petal, but it adds a layer to your beauty. And oftentimes we're so desperate to get to the center to uncover what's there and what we can feel differently once we do, and once we can experience differently once we do. And they're saying that that's another pedal. That's another belief system that we have, is that we have to get to the center. And that's not necessarily true. It's about observing the different layers of you and seeing the beauty in it without needing to change anything, without needing to discard anything. Because if you're opening the rose and you're pulling the petals off in order to get to the center, what's left is just a stick. If you can give the rose time and patience to fully open, you can admire the whole picture, all of the different petals working together to create the beauty of the rose itself. Your layers of belief system and perspective are what make you so beautiful. It's when we identify with them and allow them to pull us down into the depths of the experience of them themselves without being able to see the full picture. That's what makes it so challenging. So it's when we're zoned in on that one petal, that one belief system, and just kind of like feeling the weight of it and identifying with it, that's what makes it challenging. But when we can zoom out and observe all the belief systems, and all the perceptions and all the awareness, we can see the full picture, which is that we are made up of all those things and also none of them at the same time. We transcend them. Wow, what a beautiful analogy. Okay. Is there anything else you want them to know about this? They're saying feel them, and then you won't feel their discomfort again. What do you mean by that? They're saying that oftentimes we do this inner work without giving we're trying to go through it too quickly. They're saying, because again, we're trying to use it as a means to an end to get to this, what we feel like is at the end of it or the center of it. And so we try to bypass all of the discomfort that comes up because we see the discomfort as the problem. And they're saying that that is how we're experiencing the work, but it doesn't have to be how we're experiencing the work. We can be experiencing the work through a much lighter pathway. And that is what they want to guide you through today is how to how to feel the heaviness that you've been carrying without getting bogged down or dragged down into it and feeling like you have to rush through it quickly in order to get to the other side of it, because that's coming from the same awareness that it's a problem. Your discomfort is only a problem to this layer of you, to this awareness of you, to this perception of you. And they want you to be able to perceive it in a new way so that the work becomes seeing the beauty of that layer, of that petal, rather than wanting to pick it off because you are disrupting your own peace by doing that. They're saying doing this work is meant for you to be able to access your peace, to feel your peace. And you have to be able to observe and experience the discomfort inside of that process differently in order to do that. If you're constantly running away from your discomfort in order to access peace, then what? Peace will only and ever and always be accessed on the other side of discomfort, and you're limiting and decreasing your capacity to handle or withstand discomfort and limiting your own what? Potential. How is that limiting? Because discomfort is where the potential is accessed. That's true. That's major truth bomb. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's very true. Anything else you want them to know? Okay. They're saying, let's go. All right. How would you like to lead us through this today? They're saying, get comfortable. So, this is the part of the experience today where they want you to slow down and take time to experience this message internally. And so, come back to this video if you're distracted in this moment, um, and for a time when you can really close your eyes and get comfortable. So just pause it and come back when you're ready to do that. Okay. And they just want you to sit or lie down in a comfortable position. And they're just saying, just like breathing normally. And they just want you to observe peace slowly trickling in when it's allowed to. So just if you're sitting here or lying down with your eyes closed, just letting peace slowly trickle into this moment and observing how that happens, what it feels like to let it in, and noticing where you were subtly kind of holding it at bay a little bit. And when you fully let your body, mind, energy just exhale and just feel so relaxed, the difference, the contrast from where you are now to where you were a couple minutes ago. And just noticing what it feels like when your body is given permission to just fully let go and relax. And they're just showing this in your mind's eye, visualizing this star above you, this white light, this shining star radiating down its warmth all over your body. And this star above you represents something that you want, something that you so desperately want to have, to experience, to create, something that you wish was available to you, but that's always been out of reach, just like the star is. It's above you. And if you were to extend your arm, you wouldn't be able to touch it. It's just slightly too far away. And you can feel the warmth from it. You can feel the expansiveness of it, but you can't reach it. And so, on the one hand, you can feel what's available from it. You're feeling its warmth, you're feeling its light, you're feeling its expansiveness, but at the same time, there's frustration there. Frustration that you can't reach it. And how these two experiences are present for you. And what? And to just recognize where this might be playing out in your life, where there's something in your life that's creating a similar experience for you. Something that you know could be available because you've seen someone else do it, or you've had this idea in your mind for a long time, but you haven't quite figured out how to manifest it fully, bring it into your reality, or there's someone else like mirroring something to you that they have that you really want. And so you know it's available, you know it's possible, but you haven't been able to get it for you. And so at the same time, you're being shown your possibility and also feeling your lack of being able to access it. And this back and forth kind of ping pong of emotions. And they're saying that this is what takes place inside of the spiritual experience a lot for so many of us, is that for the first time, we're shown what's possible to us beyond what we gave ourselves permission to believe previously. And at the same time, many of us struggle with fully realizing it, knowing how to get it. And we just spend so much of our time in this back and forth limbo ping pong of emotions. between wanting to access what we keep being promised and also feeling our own lack of potential too. And what they're saying is that these are two ends of the same petal on the same rose. Okay. And the key to understanding how to allow this petal to open and fall away to reveal the next one is to witness the interplay of these belief systems and how the belief system that what you're observing hasn't been possible for you, isn't possible for you, is the very reason why you haven't been able to access that that star above you. It is because there's a part of you that doesn't feel like you're meant to, like like you're worthy to, like you have what it takes to, like you're capable of it. There's a part of you that feels like you can, but there's a very big part of you that doesn't fully buy into that yet. And it's pulling you down back away from this beautiful star above you. It's keeping you anchored into your present frequency. And they're saying the way to access the star isn't by denying it of you, believing that it's not for you, not possible for you, and holding that over you, but rather what? But rather in recognizing that there's a part of you that isn't ready to grasp it yet. There's a part of you that fears going for it, reaching for it fully and ambitiously and unapologetically, opening yourself up to taking a giant leap. Because what happens if you did? What would it be like to reach for it and miss or not be able to grasp it? And the devastation that that would cause for you, and how that would highlight the belief system that's already here, keeping you anchored to the ground, to your seat, to the floor beneath you, as you're pulling and straining and stretching to reach it, which is that you're not worthy of it and you never were. And they just want you to be here with that belief system, a belief system that you've been carrying, that you've probably felt, but that you haven't fully been willing to acknowledge in the way that they're wanting you to in this moment, which is to just allow it. Let it be here right now. Acknowledge its presence, feel the discomfort of it, the frustration that it's here, because you've been resentful of it. You've been wishing that it wasn't there. You've been wishing that you were that star this whole time, and where you are and who you are is regretful. But they're saying, how can you be that star? if this is how you feel inside. If you don't believe in your own ability to shine, in your own brightness, in the light that's here within you, and if you believe that that star is what's going to allow you to fully access it, and maybe that's the bridge that you're not seeing, is the way to access that star is recognizing how to feel its light already within you. And once you can do that, you won't have to reach for it anymore because it'll already be here. You'll have shifted your belief system, your experience of you, your frequency at that point, and uncovered a new petal, a new layer, and feel what's at the center of the rose, what's at the core of you, which is your light, your love, your limitlessness, your expansive consciousness and awareness that transcends the notion that something outside of you, something else that you don't have, is not only reflecting your lack, but it's maintaining it. Are you willing to feel your light here and now? They're saying. And if the answer is yes, then what can you witness inside of who you are right now that reflects the beauty of who you are right now? Things that you've done for yourself and other people, things that you've created, that you've experienced, that you've brought into your life, the beauty of who you are, that you've recognized, but that you haven't been fully willing to feel is enough. And they just want you to take a tally of all of those things and notice any frustration that's here, any frustration that you're feeling like that this isn't enough. This is not the answer that you are looking for. Just allow that frustration to be observed. It's the part of you that is feeling afraid of what? Of letting go of the dream. That if you let in everything about you that's shining brightly right now, then that means that the star above you will never be reached because you'll stop reaching for it. It's almost like you are giving yourself permission to let the dream die. If you if you choose to believe that you are enough already, then what's the point of reaching for more, right? And what they're saying is that that's another petal, that's another belief system to observe because you can still reach for the star and also feel your own light in the process. And what they're saying is that you'll begin to find that you're actually shining so brightly already that that star might no longer feel enough, might no longer even feel significant anymore, and that you might feel something is actually bigger and better and greater beyond it, that you haven't even been able to perceive yet because you've been so focused on that one thing. And they're asking for your willingness to account for that, to try this and to see if it's true. And just to feel how, as you take a tally, of all the things that you are so proud of yourself for and grateful for. Witnessing how that frustration that you don't have what you want yet subsides just a little bit, just a little bit. It's almost like you're making room for something else to exist inside of you. They're saying that that frustration is simply the part of you that hasn't been willing to see what's already here. And you're believing that something else out there is going to eradicate that feeling, that frustration. But what you're not accounting for is if you ever are able to grasp that star above you, the frustration is not going to it's not going to go away because there's going to be something else that it's going to focus on. Like that petal is not just going to fall away. It's still going to be there attached to the rose because it's a facet of who you are. And so by continuously trying to reach for that star or another star and another star and another star in an attempt to eradicate the discomfort of that belief system is just exacerbating the belief system itself, which is that I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable. There's always going to be something else that you're going to try to reach for in order to undermine that belief system. But that belief system is the very thing that is driving you through that pattern. And they're saying that they want you to observe how that belief system is playing a role inside of who you believe that you are, how you show up in the world, how you feel inside of you, the action that you either take or don't take. And the answer is recognizing that discomfort is there and seeing the light that's already shining inside. Allowing that discomfort, that frustration to slowly ebb away when you choose to love you now. And the more you do that, the more you choose that, the frustration will not necessarily go away, right? Because the flower is going to open, but you'll begin to see it as one petal in the picture of who you are. And it won't be all consuming because you won't just see it as um, the part of the rose that you need to tear away to get to the middle. You'll see it as a facet of your rose, and you'll begin to see all these other petals that are there too. All of the things that you love about who you are, that you're grateful for about who you are. And the frustration will just be one petal of many petals. And it won't take up all of your attention anymore. You'll be able to see who you are beyond it. You'll be able to transcend the experience of that. And what? See the beauty of it, how it creates the fullness of who you are, and how that frustration alone was the way to observing the fullness, the full expression of you. It wasn't taking away from it. It was in allowing it, you were able to zoom out beyond it and see everything. That frustration is a culmination of source desiring to have that experience through you. And it is only through allowing of it that you're experiencing source consciousness itself, which is the full expression of it through you. rather than seeing it as the obstacle to experience source through you. You're recognizing that it is just one way of experiencing source through you. And being grateful for that experience in and of itself allows you to experience that much more too. The full, the full flower unfolding rather than getting stuck on that one petal, trying to get to something beyond it, trying to pick away at it to get to what's in the center. Is there anything else that you want to leave them with today? Yeah, they're just saying be true to this exercise, right? Because you're always going to uncover new belief systems about who you are, belief systems of your own doubt, of your own fear, of your own lack and insecurity or lack of capability with something. And it's up to you to recognize it as another petal on the rose, sit with that discomfort and see beyond it. What is this discomfort trying to show me? Where is it trying to highlight? Um, where I'm seeing a limited angle of my own potential and possibility. And that maybe this discomfort inside of the thing that I want that I feel I can't have is just an interpretation of what I'm believing I need in order to see the fullness of who I am and feel that way too. And then if I allow that fullness in now, what can I see that I couldn't see before that's be even bigger and better and beyond that star that I've been reaching for? And can I believe that that's attainable for me? Where does it bring up even more fear that I can't reach for something bigger and better than what I've already been reaching for? And then can I work through that too? Amazing. They're saying don't limit your potential by reaching for something that begins to dim when your light grows in comparison. Beautiful. Great. Thank you all so much for joining me inside of this guided and grounded experience today. Thank you so much. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, if you learned something new, if you were able to observe things in a new way today, and comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and subscribe if you'd like to see more of these. I'll see you next week. Bye.